Hey guys, really quick. My name is Jason with Wolf Overland, and I want to go over my transfer case in my diesel Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. So, for over a year now, my transfer case has been leaking fluid. Now, the transmission and the transfer case both use a red ATF fluid. Now, how I found out it was the transfer case, because it's leaking in between the transmission and the transfer case, how I found out was I put a little bit of UV dye in the transfer case fill hole, and then after a day I checked it, and there's UV dye leaking underneath. So it's obviously not coming from the transmission output shaft seal, it's coming from the input shaft. So we decided to pull it out, and I'm going to show you here in this video. But I wanted to show that because I already have a front diff, rear diff, and transmission breather kit on it. You can buy the ARB diff breather kit on Amazon. I'll link it right down here below. And if you have that kit, it comes with enough hose and everything to run all this. They do have extra hose you can buy if you need some. I had a bunch of it just laying around from, installs on other people's stuff. But it comes with 4 ports. So you can do your rear diff, front diff, transmission, and transfer case. I don't know why I missed it when I first installed this kit 3 years ago. Probably because on the Toyotas, the front diff and the transfer case, or the transfer case and the transmission breather, both run together into the same line, like they're teed together. And I guess Jeep wasn't. That's my bad. I should have checked that first. But it's a pain in the butt to get to this breather kit on top of the transfer case. But I believe that, like with the rear diffs, if you have that sudden hot to cold, it can blow that seal out. So here's what happened. Here's what I did to prevent it. And hopefully, I don't have to deal with it again. Just let me know in the comments below if you've dealt with this before. Again, not everyone, I guess, wheels it as hard with this, where I live with all these water crossings everywhere. So without further ado, here we go. All right. Removing your transfer case on a diesel Rubicon Gladiator is such a pain in the butt. And I'm talking from a 20-year master tech. So, step 1, make sure your wheels are chalked, because if you remove the drive shaft, you're gonna roll. That's safety number 1. Number 2, when you got aftermarket skid plates everywhere, pulling these aftermarket skid plates off is another pain in the butt. Number 3, you gotta support the transmission, drop the cross member, and everything else, and then disconnect the 2 rear axles, and then there's 7 bolts. There's 7 of them. The 3 up top are you will hate your life. You basically have to have a swivel 1/4 inch ratchet, and then even to break it loose, you got to put the power of God on the end of this thing. But you need that swivel, because on this side, there's just a bunch of crap in the way. So once you undo both sides of this bracket, you can get the top middle bolt. Once this bracket's loose, you can get the top middle one, which is one of the hardest ones. I unbolted this, kind of got that out of the way. If you didn't have this cooler right here, it'd be a little bit easier. But as you can see, the problem is I'm leaking fluid so I put dye in the transfer case, and the dye is coming out. So it's not transmission fluid, it's the transmission fluid that's in the transfer case. So it's that input seal. So I got a new seal, but to unbolt this was a pain. But this rod right here, you take a fork underneath and slowly work it out, and she'll pop right out, because that goes on there. And it says to disconnect it on that side, but I disconnected it there just because this is easier to get to for your fork. But I just wanted to show you guys how much of a pain this is. Hopefully I don't have to pull the whole drive shaft out. I can probably raise it up when I pull it out. But let's see here. I started at, it's about 6 now, so it about took 2 hours to get all this out of the way. Just a heads up with this. I got one bolt holding it together. So I'm gonna raise it back up and we're gonna pull it out. Sorry I'm not recording a lot of this, but transmission seal is not leaking. Obviously right here, you can see the fluid's been leaking out of that transfer case. So you got a new seal for that. So I'm gonna clean this up right now while I have it apart. And let's pop a new seal in there. But as you can see, the bolt holes, you gotta undo this one, and then the bracket's out of the way and you can put that one in. There is a diff breather up here. Oh yeah, I've never had water in the transfer case though, so it must be a good diff breather. Because I thought it all tied together. All right, there's the bracket I was telling you guys about. And kind of slide that up there for now. All right, let's get this cleaned up. Pardon the light and the mess, but putting the transfer case back together. And I'm thinking why did that front seal blow out on the transfer case? Now, I have a theory, and comment below. When you do water crossings and such, hot differential, you put a breather kit on it, right? ARB makes breather kits, relocation extenders, because you don't want to blow the seals out of the diff with the hot cold. What if that happened to the transfer case? Transfer case has a breather up top. I'm thinking with all these water crossings with a hot transfer case, I blew that front seal out because, like the differential, that hot cold, sudden hot cold going through a deep water crossing. Just a theory, but we're gonna do this now while we have access. Put a breather kit up to the ARB diff breather on the firewall. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. And heads up to everyone else. I'll show you where it's at. All right, you gotta lower the transfer case down a little bit, but so it's right here. This is the diff breather. You got your range sensor right here. So it does have a little clamp. It does come out and on a 90 right there. All right, so I mounted the ARB diff breather right here. This one goes to the front diff, which comes out over here. Go look at my history. I do have a video of installing these diff breathers. So this one goes to the front diff. One back here goes to the rear diff. And this one right here goes to the transmission diff, or transmission breather, I should say. So transmission, rear diff, front diff, transfer case. So we're gonna remove that plug. As you can see, she's a little dirty. We're gonna remove that plug and install this line right here, put a couple zip ties, and we are done. Test out everything. And it's probably closer to 10 o'clock. But yeah, this finishes it up. I think all of this could have been prevented if, I mean, it's a pain though. It's a pain to get to that diff breather on top of the transfer case. But this little diff breather Probably blew out my front seal in the transfer case. So lesson learned, I guess. We're gonna get this in and wrap it all up in the next couple days or so with that belly pan skid. I got to fix a bolt with that. So one more perfectionist step with this thing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this type of video, please think about joining my Patreon page. For the small price of about $4, you can help grow my audience and help me create more videos like this. Just point your phone's camera at that image and click on the link and join. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.